Well, now we're talking about totally different things.
Well, but
Because
no,
certainty
because
in the
let's
outcome
say,
of whatever life versus the outcome of the chemistry that of the interactions.
because what that does is it's saying it doesn't matter what you do, you're just a result of whatever comes your way and the reactions you're gonna the interactions you're gonna have in your life, independently of your individual choices. It's what it's so special about human beings.
Well, it's
The
not that you don't
ability
think it's
the
true,
ability to not be a slave to our emotions, the ability to not be enslaved by our instincts, because we do have that animalistic side that 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 makes those urges emerge, and those feelings and emotions just like kind of take over, almost like you're being possessed by another entity. Let's say you get angry or you get frustrated, you get sad, it's almost like you're being possessed by another, by an entity that makes you feel that way. um so that's emotional maturity, that's emotional intelligence. You learn with time that we do have a rational mind that allows us to control that, and allows us to make choices regardless of what you're feeling,
but that's the thing.
you
That's the
know
catch. What you mean to say probably is like it's not like you don't believe that you choose not to believe in this, but everything that is happening according to this perspective, even your will to want to be better, to improve yourself, to change, is been predetermined because the
how
chemical because the stimuli that require that you had to interact with, or your brain had to interact with, they're a consequence of a predictable um, chain of events. So whatever motivates you, it went into your life and into your being and into your brain in a way that theoretically could have been predicted. And therefore, the reaction to that information, to that stimulation, was gonna happen regardless. And your will
so we
to
just react.
react.
You're saying
I'm
we
not
just
saying, I'm
we
explaining
we
this point of
we
view.
just react to stimulus, like
At a
something
very primal
something
level, that's
is
the
something
deepest
external is.
philosophical question. Is what is the nature of consciousness? Like, how does consciousness arise? Why is a rock which is composed of atoms and molecules, does not allegedly have consciousness, but the human brain does? Why does a cow have some level of consciousness, which we assume
It's not conscious though.
it's it is conscious.
A
It's conscious
cow
of many things.
a
Like the
cow is not.
dolphin. A dolphin is conscious. Like an elephant can identify its own reflection in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like there's all these levels. You can say that. But even if you say cow is not consciousness, what differs the cow brain from the human brain? If you believe consciousness is actually in the brain, which I do believe personally. But if you go talk to a Buddhist, they might tell you otherwise. Um, what what made something become aware or become conscious? What is it? A level of complexity in your brain? Is where is it? It's one of the greatest philosophical questions that we have, I think, about the nature of reality, the nature of being alive, because a lot of stuff is alive but
Well, it
not
would be it
consciousness,
would be
not
really
conscious.
it would be really pretentious of me to say that I know the answer to that
Well,
question.
but it's even if we don't know
But
the answer, it's a great question to
oh
ask.
yeah, for sure,
And I
for sure.
think that if we're gonna take the what's it called, the scientific materialist path of things, we're gonna say that there is something definitely in our brain that allows us to think and feel and talk. And there's other types of brains and less developed types of brains, and brain to body mass ratio. That's why, like, A whale has a much bigger brain
Yeah.
than us, but
Well, I
in
saw a video of a dolphin returning a cell phone to this girl that dropped her phone in the water, and it wasn't. It was a beluga whale, actually.
blue,
Oh
those
my
white
gosh,
whales,
dude!
those white whales,
That
with
yeah,
like
it just. Oh my gosh, that video just warmed up my heart.
your cold, cold heart.
Oh my gosh, no, no, shut up.
Just kidding.
I'm very sensitive to those things.
Of
Like
course, you're an actor.
yeah, I mean that it's beautiful to see.
The beauty in the
I don't know
whales.
what motivates that animal. I don't know that the animal probably doesn't know
It knows more than we probably
that
think
doesn't
it
know the
does.
difference between good and bad. Or
How do you know that,
come on, man.
dude?
No, 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 no. They cannot. They cannot.
Have you not seen Lion King?
They cannot.
Scar killed his own brother.
Shut up.
Like, of course, there
And
has to be.
he had his you know, he had his destiny
Sealed.
yeah, you know, and good always prevails.
Mm.
But it's very interesting to me to see animals being able to rationalize certain things. You know, you see a level of rationality, a system, let's say a nervous circuit inside that animal that allows it to understand that, okay, so that cell phone doesn't belong to my world, so I'm gonna bring it back to her. And I don't think that animal knows that what it's doing, it's something good, or that it's helping, but it just knows that that doesn't belong there, and it belongs from up above. So therefore, it's gonna bring it and give it back to where it belongs. Of course, we understand that as an act of kindness, but I don't know if the animal understands that. I think the animal that does that, the same animal that does that, would be capable of also like tearing her, like eating her hand apart, like tearing her hand apart in a different circumstance, you know, because the animal will always act emotionally. So I don't know to what extent we can attribute a level of consciousness to the animal kingdom and to certain animals. I understand that certain animals are more
Well, they have to bridge that
organized
gap.
than others. They are more intelligent than others. But I don't think they are able to distinguish that and put those things in
A lot of animals
terms,
they
you know, like
understand cause and relation.
cause
Crows
and
can
relation. Yeah, I mean,
crows can resolve like multi-step puzzles.
but a
It's
dog.
amazing. It's like the smartest birds of all. You know, they know how to do like 4, 5, 6 steps
I
to
mean,
get something, and they're not related. The steps aren't related, but scientists can put puzzles and they solve these puzzles.
they have. Yeah, no. I totally agree. I've seen pigs like they doing
Flying.
spider pig. I've seen pigs playing like a joystick game and being put in a higher level of intelligence than monkeys, you know, than primates. So
I haven't seen that pig. I haven't met that pig yet, though.
well, the pig would always, but I don't know if that's
It's like
if it was doing better than the monkeys because of its physical limitations, because it was like a joystick, and it was let's say a dot, and the joystick, the goal was to bring the dot to a corner.
Mm.
And the monkeys, they would play with the joystick like this, you know, and the dot would just move senseless inside the screen, and they would take a long time to bring the dot to a corner. Whereas the pig would just automatically like push the joystick with its nose and bring it to a corner. So I don't know if that's
well,
like
clearly, if I have a nose, I can't really move it in all
exactly
directions.
the monkey has a hand, so
the opposable thumb.
but so what
problem.
that's also what I'm trying to say is like it depends also on not just the physical structures, but the the um the nervous structure
It's a nervous system.
and the nature, the systems that the animal has in order to survive, you know, like that dictates survival. And every bird has their own. Every animal has their own system inside, and have their own um, structure within their species. And they create different communities. They create different hierarchies. Um, they they live differently, and I think that's kind of like, it's kind of born with them. They, of course, they learn, but those systems are there. They're like, it's different for every animal type.
Sure, but you can see
And
there's like a big difference between a bacteria and like a human brain, and there's all these other levels in between, right?
yeah.
Because a bacteria doesn't act. It is alive in the sense that there's like a definition for life, a biological definition for life, which says something about a system that is closed and that it is able to maintain, exchange energies with outside world as a membrane. It has to have a membrane. I forget exactly what the definition, but pretty much it has to be able to. It has a system that processes something and it
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps. And usually it's to convert to energy so it can live.
Yeah.
But in the very very basic state, it's really at the flow and the mercy of chemistry, like the way a virus works, which is actually not a live thing. It's very interesting how the shape and the proteins that shape a virus, say the coronavirus, sort of like they just bounce around in the universe, just like our friend Jim Carrey said, tetrahedrons just dancing out and just bouncing around, and they happen to have in its own structure something that falls like a lock and a key into a cell membrane, and then they can go in, and then there's like this part that just works with the cell engine and
Mm.
starts cloning itself and starts duplicating the RNA and then builds more of themselves, and it's not a quote unquote conscious process. It's just something that happens due to the laws of physics. Hello, everybody, and thank you for watching until the end. This has been Woke Wars, and I hope you liked our conversation. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about next. Also, check out some of our other episodes. We post every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will see you on the next one.